Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. Want to go ahead and go over phase one of our offensive install, and this is our foundation uh, concept. I like to start with split zone RPO and a bubble route concept. Even if you're not a big zone team, or it's not core, it's a great starting point to introduce RPOs, the concept. But what I love about it is it's great fundamental work for your O-line, and they're all going the same direction, so we don't have a lot of moving parts initially. Again, what we'll do here is first is a split zone with a what I call Penn State bubble, because we get an outgo on one side and we get a bubble on the other. Again, I like to install this at all levels. We've done this at the college level, varsity, high school level, and then also you'll see some video where we do it with freshman level also. We'll get into then the slice zone and a split screen, which are some variations you can add. But then again, lastly, then would be our now pocket pass, which I would install at all levels. It's a great way to set the foundation for the pass protection we like to use, and then also some simple man beaters for your quarterback. Again, in the upper right, you can use spread personnel. If you don't have that H-back, that's a great blocker. This is a great series because what you're asking them to do is basically close the black door, but then be involved in a lot of routes as a receiver also.
All right, with our install, we like to use what we call a 3x3 install and phase in practice. So here we're focusing on split zone, PSU bubble, then the split screen, and then we get into these quick now passes. What we'll do then to compartmentalize the learning and simplify it is the first part of practice, first third, we're just going to run RPOs here. With the second phase, then we'll introduce the pass, those quick now passes, where we'll use similar routes. And then phase three, we're going to go ahead and then we'll start to mix where we'll use both RPO and the pass to finish the day in game situations. So again, we can compartmentalize the learning at the beginning and then bring it all together at the end. You can see the nice thing about introducing this also is we're going to attack the defense all the way across the front. Our split zone is kind of a gut play to a cutback. Our slice zone allows us to get the quarterback involved in a run option. The split screen gets us in the flats, and then we can attack both sides with outs and bubbles with the receivers. So here's the backfield action for split zone RPO. What we're going to do with the quarterback is we call a step down right into side, where they're actually going to step forward with the foot opposite of the back, but then they're going to go ahead and turn their shoulders so it's facing that running back and then ride him down into the line. The reason we do this is because eventually we're going to make this a post-snap read on that defensive end where the quarterback can keep it out the back door. This is all pre-snap for pass, but all post-snap for run then. Running back's going to take a three-step technique where the first two are with his feet pointing towards the sideline, but then on that third step, he wants to be right down the midline of where the quarterback's set up with his toes pointing straight into the line of scrimmage, his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. He's going to go ahead and go right to the center. If that is open, he'll just take it. If not, then he starts to have his outs as bending it back to the A gap, and then he can bounce that all the way back to the B gap if needed. Again, we want to think give all day unless there is no Mr. Zero, then we can read that defensive end. So here's split zone running it at the H-back. It's a pre-snap RPO, as I said. We're calling this lightning to the left, Rangers to the right. So we're in a duo right formation. Again, we want to call this towards the H-back so we can split across the formation of that backside defensive end. The signal for this is real simple, is we're going to take our directional hand, splitting up and down like the FSU chop or like the official doing a first down motion. Again, the receivers are locked into their route, so the X will always run an out-go, meaning if the defender is off 5 yards, he'll just run a 5-step speed out. If he's up within 5 yards, now he'll just add in that third step, take off and run a go route. The Z and the A will always run a bubble here with the Z blocking and the A doing a back pedal bubble. This is pre-snap read by the quarterback. This is where we're looking for access to both our receivers. If the quarterback has access, meaning the weak Mr. Zero is in the box, so we have access to throw the ball to the bubble, he has outside leverage, the quarterback will just take this, no mesh, and go ahead and throw the bubble. If on the pre-snap, the Sam here is way in the box and the corner is off, same thing, quarterback can just go ahead and grab the snap, no mesh, and set and throw the speed out to the X receiver. If we don't have access, meaning that those Sam and Will backers are out of the box now we have good numbers, 6 to block 6, so then it would be a give to the back all the way. Another thing we can do here is if you as a coach want to tell the quarterback to think pass first, we can put the alert signal in to the quarterback where it's just taking a pointer to the side of your eye. All that does is tell him to think pass first, PRO, versus run first, RPO. Here's an example of it. This is our 9th grade running this. We are in a duo right formation, so we've got the H set to the left, so we're going to call lightning to the left. You can see we have no access. They are out over our X and out over our A slot receivers, so now we've got two high safeties. There's only 6 in the box. This is going to be a give all the way. Again, split zone, back is north and south, 10 yards, first down play. With split zone blocking, it's an inside zone. What we use is a covered on cover rule and then a tight reach technique. So again, if we look in the upper left-hand corner versus a 4-3 base, center's going to come up and do defensive front recognition. He would say even, even, even. Now we've got our guards covered, so the guards would both use a tight reach technique where they're going to take their right hand or the backside hand and go ahead and place that right in the chest of the man over them. Again, we're all going to step with our left foot, slide step, 6 inches to the left, and second step is the power step into that tight reach technique. If you're uncovered, you're going to slide and you're going to go ahead and take your play side hand and place that right into the chest, so we get great double teams here on the nose guard and the defensive tackle, then working up to the Mike and the Will backer. The H again will split across and block the backside defensive end. Quarterback and running back do a right into side technique there. If we do it versus an odd front in the upper right hand corner, now we're running a Rangers, running it at the H. Again, the center would say odd, odd, odd. Now you've got your center and your right tackle doing a tight reach, taking their left hand and putting that into the chest, and the uncovered guards and tackle on the left side, because we're going to leave that defensive tackle. For the H-back, we're all going to go ahead and step with their right foot, and then they're going to take their right hand looking that to the near defensive lineman and then comboing up to the Mike and the Will backers. Slice zone then is a simple way to turn this into a post-snap run option. So the quarterback still does his pre-snap RPO. If he has access to throw the bubble or the speed out, he's just going to go ahead and grab that snap, take it and throw it. If he does not have any access, and we have good numbers, with a slice zone, now he's going to post-snap read the defensive end. When we have a slice signal, the quarterback will see the OC doing a directional hand now, slicing with the palm down, going across the chest. He's still going to use the lightning call, but now that we're doing a post-snap read, he's going to say the number of that defensive end on the backside. In this diagram, we're saying that's number 3, so we would simply say lightning 3. That tells us we're doing a post-snap RPO added to this when we add the number. Again, the H-back technique now with slice is he's going to go past that defensive end and go block the weak side outside backer, Woo, or Mr. Weak Mr. Zero there. You can see then if the defensive end comes down the line and attacks that back, the quarterback can keep it and go out the back door with the H-back lead blocking around. If the defensive end stays true, staying up, keeping contained, or gets upfield, the quarterback's going to give it all day to that back because he's essentially blocked by his movement and then location. Again, slice zone, still got our pre-RPO, but then we add a post-RRO reading the defensive end with the quarterback and the running back. All right, now here's video again of our 9th grade running slice zone. This is the same game after we've run a bunch of split zone. We're going to go ahead and slice it and have that H-back go up to the linebacker, and we'll read the defensive end. You can see we do have access on the bottom. That quarterback could have taken it, but as the video goes, the threat of the bubble pulls that defender out of the box, so we still get what we need accomplished to run the play. So let's watch it here. You can see now here, again, that defensive end goes down, we curl around, quarterback keeps it, and now that turns into a 15, 20-yard play and first down. All right, this is our H split screen out of a 2x2. This is a run screen option. What's great about this as your first install is the offensive line is still just doing split zone, inside zone blocking. So again, it's still just a Lightning and Rangers call. Since we're going to post-snap read the defensive end, again, we would add the number. So as the example is here, Lightning 3. What happens is the signal now is going to be that directional vertical hand doing the FSU chop, but coming out from the chin, splitting the chin. Anytime we have a hand signal around the bottom of the face, the chin area, that designates a screen for us. So now the receivers, the A, the Z, and the X are all going to block the man over them. We call this a bongo technique, block on and over defender. The H now is going to, like his slice, go past that defensive end. He's going to go straight down the line, staying behind the line of scrimmage, turning with his back to the line of scrimmage for a screen pass. The quarterback now will do his right and decide on that defensive end still, but if the defensive end comes down on the back, instead of keeping it for a run, he'll simply throw this pass in the flats to the H-back for a H-split screen. So let's look at it here on film with Penn State. They're in a duo left with the H-back set to the right. It's a squeeze, compressed set here is the only thing. What you're going to see, this is a Rangers call to the right at the H, but the read is the left defensive end at the bottom. He's going to come down the line on the back. The quarterback will pull it in an easy pitch and catch to the H-back in the flats to the left for a touchdown. There's the ride and decide, easy pitch behind the line of scrimmage, blocking, and you're off.
All right, next we want to get into our foundation for our pass game. We're going to look at our core pocket pass protection, which is a half man, half slide, pass pro, 6-man protection. You can see what we do here is we have the front side or the call side is going to be a man scheme with the center to the back side doing a zone slide technique. So let's look at the upper left-hand corner. You can see there against the 4-3 base, we're doing a Lisa call. We'll just use first names. Lisa left and Ray would be right. In this case, we're doing a Lisa call. That puts then that left tackle is going to be big to fan. It's going to always be in a man principle. The left guard then does what we call a big to back rule, meaning if he is covered, he is in a man scheme. Big is our call for that. If he is uncovered, then he would slide back and join in the zones concept. In this case, he's man, so we go ahead and go big. The center, the right guard, and the right tackle then all slide to the backside gap, and they are in a zone concept, blocking the 2 down linemen and the will linebacker. 3 on those 3. The back then always comes in and is going to go front side and check Mike to Sam. He does a double check. Key point here is he's always going to look inside out, get into that A gap, and get up into the line of scrimmage with these now passes. If we look at this versus 34 odd, upper right-hand corner, now we've got the right tackle again is always in a man concept, so he's going to go big to fan on that defensive end. In this case, now the right guard is uncovered, so his big to back rule, since he's not covered, he's going to go back and join the center, left guard, left tackle, in a slide zone protection. Those four have the 3 down lineman and the will backer, those four in a zone concept. The back again is going to come front side, Ray to the right, and check Mike to Sam, double check inside out. If we look down on the bottom, the exception here is when we get these TNT fronts. So again, the center needs to do recognition every play before it's even called. It's going to come up and do even, odd, or then a TNT. If we hear a TNT and we call pass pro, whether it's Lisa or Ray, simply calls Mambo. Mambo is the call, and then it's a pure man-on-man all across the front by the offensive line. The back then, once he hears Mambo, now he's going to double check Mike to Will. He's going to go back, go opposite. So again, it's a simple adjustment, some common sense football, and we're in great shape against any type of front. So here then is our first pass. We like to install, it's just again using overlapping of route techniques. This is that looky route that we use with our some of our core RPOs. We can introduce it here. It's a 4-step flat slant. Everybody's going to do it so it's completely mirrored on both sides. Our quarterback is simply going to look out of a 2x2 where he has best access, and then the read is inside out, reading the defender over the inside receiver being the A or the H, would be the Sam or the Will here. Again, real simple. The way we call this is we can be really fast. We like to use this as our 2-minute O, hence the name for a 911. We're going to go ahead and go with an ace left, which is just taking our directional pointer upward. And then if we do a circling motion inward, this turns us into angels, meaning all looky. So again, we would add angels. Lisa is the call. It's going to go ahead and set the back towards that, but then he's going to go double check Mike to the Sam. The front side now becomes the left side for the O-line, so that's our man principle, and then our center guard and right tackle end up being, and they slide back into the zone concept. Again, angels, Lisa, now pass. The quarterback on this does not take any drop. He simply pivots. And then we like to use a crow hop to get some rhythm, again, throwing inside out. The one we like to use after we've introduced angels is what we call a dual concept or a split concept, where we've got a zone beater to one side and a man beater to the other. So we call Orioles. The signal for this now is that same pointer circling out to the side. What we're going to get with this is the receivers are locked into routes, so the X and the H will always run the speed outs, and the Z and the A will run the lookies now. Again, quarterback's going to go ahead and look and see if he has access to the zone side, being the H and the X to the right. If he does, and like he is in the diagram, then he's going to go with that all the way, and now he'll look outside in because we have a 2-on-1 versus the corner. If he has no access to the zone side, then he'll just go automatically to the man beater and we'll run the lookies going inside out, and in this case reading the Sam backer over the A receiver, the inside receiver. Again, this would be ace left, Orioles, Lisa. So Lisa puts the protection to the left, man principle by the left tackle, left guard, and then the center, right guard, right tackle are going to be in a slide back zone principle. Back double checking Mike to Sam. Orioles, Lisa.